So I asked my friends to help me pick the best song to represent my third album, Fairy, for my project, Riley and the Roxies. And I'm really curious to see why they pick it and what their A&R perspective looks like. My friend Lauren is a bass player and he collects gear. My friend Brandon is in a band with me called the Margos, and my friend Kayla has been in music videos with Riley and the Roxies dating back to like 2012. My friend Mary writes songs with me all the time, and my friend Joshua I recently collabed with on another project. So I think each of them kind of brings really unique flavor, and I think it's going to be cool to see how they each approach picking the song.
I've always described Riley and the Roxies music as like music I would listen to with my windows down.
It really just, I kept getting drawn into the songs, and then you would stop it and I'm like, no, wait, hold on. I'm loving this.
When I'm like listening to an album or an EP or something, and I want to find like what's my favorite song, I do the same thing you're doing. I listen to like a verse and a chorus. Somewhere
like in a Jeep with all my girlfriends. Like it's something you just kind of like.
It's the feel, it's the grit in the bass, and what do you do with the drums? Because I feel like you leveled up since the last time.
First impression. Ooh, that's hard.
No one's really heard these songs. I'm gonna play you a couple clips.
What's like the name of the album?
The name of the album is Fairy.
What did the dogs say? Did they give you any feedback?
Yeah, for a while, I could tell Layla thought there was too much high end in Soda, and so I turned it down for her.
So would you say for like Riley and the Roxies that you're also incorporating the like Gorillaz influence that you really like? Because I'm hearing that, and I'm also hearing like the like Beck-ish stuff from like the Loser era.
You know, I think your first album has that like whimsy of early adulthood, where I would say that those two kind of remind me of like, ooh, we've experienced some shit. like we're kind of like, ugh, you know.
And Jack loves the live drums, so he likes whichever song has the most live drums because he wants to be a drummer. If you had to pick one to be the first impression, which song would you pick?
I'm curious to hear what you would think I'd pick first.
I just had a feeling that I was really gonna love Lizard King.
The sound has changed a little bit. I don't know. That's why I wanted to ask my friends. Like,
based on the name, I was like, I'm gonna love this.
In my heart of hearts, I have a track that I think is probably the single, but I also don't want to just go with that without playing the record for anyone.
This whole EP sounds like music that Spencer really wants to listen to.
Between the four, I'm trying to pick one. So this first one is called Soda.
The most shocking song, I think, is Soda.
I feel like Soda might be the one that I pick.
And not shocking in the sense of like, you know, it's. I was frightened to listen.
You threw the phone across.
Especially Soda, it like trudges along in this like grimy way that I feel like only the Gorillaz does. You know, like, but it's still bouncy. It's still like energy and it's moving forward, but it's like sludgy.
It sounds the most out of the box that I've ever heard you sound before, but it feels very natural. Like as soon as I put it on, when I was listening to it earlier, I was like, oh, this is Spencer's dream right here.
Cool.
Okay.
Stay till the morning, I'm ready.
That was Bathe in the Water. This next one's Lizard King.
Cool.
Okay. Love the name.
I have 2 points to make. The first point is I do think, and I'm not just saying this because I love the name of it, I do think that Lizard King sounds the most like Riley and the Roxies to me, like the Riley and the Roxies that I am familiar with from past releases. Just like it's the melody, it's the voicing of the chords. It just sounds to me like a new fresh take on the classic Riley and the Roxies sound.
That was Lizard King. And then the last one is Shooter.
Kind of in between Lizard King and Soda.
Instinctually, Bathe in the Water was the one that popped out to me. Just because it seems a little more like catchy, singable.
Soda is definitely like the most like ear-catching song out of all 4 of them, and so I think that would be a really awesome first impression.
Bathe in the Water.
Oh shit!
Lizard King is the most accurate representation of like the ethos of Riley and the Roxies.
Bathe in the Water gives that to me. I'm like, bam, I'm locked in.
What Bathe in the Water and Shooter kind of remind me more of like the later albums.
Same with Shooter. I love like the drum tone, how it's kind of like a 90s like higher pitch.
Gritty undertones, some of that like grainier kind of, I think your first album has that like whimsy of early adulthood, where I would say that those two kind of remind me of like, ooh, we've experienced some shit. Like we're kind of like, like trudging a little bit.
Bathe in the Water, yeah, that's the one.
It's either Lizard King or Soda.
The reason why I like Soda so much, maybe there's some bias happening, but if it's in that like, it's less than 120, so it's at 100, it's in that like kind of laid back tempo, and its bass is the thing, and it's like a gritty bass and an acoustic guitar. I'm a sucker for that.
Soda and Lizard King have more of the essence of maybe like the first 2 that you did.
The Shooter, like, there's something about the like, it's so intoxicating. But then I heard Lizard King and I was like, oh shoot, this is so anthemic and so good.
I think I would choose. Oh, it's so hard.
Second listen, I was Soda again, but with Shooter.
I'm gonna stick with Lizard King.
I would pick Soda. I think it's the most banging out of all 4.
Bathe in the Water. Like, Bathe in the Water, I'm hooked.
I mean, that was super insightful. So thank you so much for doing this.
Heck yeah. I think you have 4 great songs, honestly.
I think that if I were you, what would I do?
So I was actually really surprised that Lizard King was so popular. When I started talking to my friends, I was actually really surprised because the first one I talked to was Kayla, and she was like, Lizard King. And so you'll see definitely like Lizard King is very prominent. So we decided, here's what we're gonna do. because I texted a bunch of people beyond even what we filmed, and I got a couple other Bathe in the Water. So I was like, since Mo and I's vote was Bathe in the Water, and I think Brandon and Lauren kind of voted Bathe in the Water, and I think Joshua did. So with those, we're like, make that the lead single. But shortly after, we're following that up with Lizard King, because Lizard King was the one I wasn't even sure should be a single, but it really seemed like it captures, I guess, the essence of older Riley and the Roxies. And to me, it's like still very new, kind of like what Mary was saying. And then we're gonna just do them all. After the album comes out, we're gonna do, I believe, we're going to Soda and then ending with Shooter. And we're gonna try to add some B-sides along with the last two singles that come out after the record. So thank you guys for tuning in and being a part of this journey. Let us know if we made the right call.